Today we're looking at how to teach our children how to take better notes, which is a really important skill to teach in our classroom. Hey there, I'm Charlotte with Colorful Teaching for You. Thank you so much for joining me. And the reason we're focused on teaching our children how to take better notes is because it is such an important skill to help build our children's confidence in their ability to learn. So why we do this is it allows them to ask better questions. It allows them to learn in different ways. It allows them to delve deeply into a topic, and it also helps them commit it to long-term memory. And while it has benefits for them, it also has the added benefit for you as a teacher, because if you need a form of formative assessment just to see where your children are at, especially if you don't have the time to create exit tickets. I know it's a big hype, but you know what, you're busy. If you don't have the time for it, you can ask them to keep their notes. You can take a look at their notes, or even as they're walking, as they're leaving, to see where your child is at. This also helps for parents who are asking, what did you do in class? They can kind of pull out the book and they can see what their child has worked on because they've taken notes, right? So this is a very, very important skill. So let's get right into it. The first step that we're going to be talking about, before we go on, I want to remind you that you don't have to teach them all the steps. You can just teach them the ones that work for your children because you'll know them. So the first step is the comic strip. I know you've got kids who are really interested in reading about comics or reading graphic novels. So why not take this interest and just build on it by teaching them how to take notes using a comic strip method. So perhaps they are creating comic strips and then they're making little blocks, the little talking bubbles, and they can have notes in the talking bubbles, or sometimes comic strips at the very bottom have a little block there that they can write their notes in as well. So they can do it in a creative way. This allows for developing listening skills. It allows for looking at their learning through visual and written format. Okay. The next one is the interview style. So this is something that I learned much later in life, but I learned from my husband about when you take your notes and you actually write out the notes, but then you segment it. And when you segment it, you can actually write questions for your notes. And it really helps when a teacher is giving students short or long form questions for an assessment, because at that point their child is thinking really deeply about what kind of questions might there be and how might this be applicable to my learning. So they write out questions and they have the answers written underneath. Okay, so that's the interview style. Number 3 is decorative journal. I love doing this. So we know that many children love color, so why not take advantage of that and have them write using different colors? So they could perhaps use crayons or pencil crayons, or colored pens, scented pens, highlighters to highlight. I love to highlight my notes, and they could use any of those things to write with. But what I like to do is I like to take my notes and I like to say, you highlight all of the facts, say in pink, and if I had an opinion, because I like to jot down opinions or references to something because I might need to understand something a bit more, or a page number, I might use, say, yellow for it, or a different color altogether. Okay, so using color to be able to just excite your children. That is a third method. The fourth one is done for you. So what I mean by this is, instead of having your children just do the same thing over and over again, because it can get kind of boring, what you could do is print out different templates that are already created and have your children, I would just lay out 2 different types and have your children choose which one they like, or they can do their own, and they can use that as a way of taking down notes. Now, if you don't have that, or if you don't have time for it, I've already created a note-taking package, and I will link to that in the description so that you can go grab them. Okay. Now, the 5th one is talk it out. I like this step because after you've done any one of the comic strip, the interview style, the decorative journal, or the done for you style, when you've done that, when your kids have done that, what I like to do is I like to have them group them together, in groups of 2 or 3, so it's not too big of a group and everybody has the opportunity to talk. They all get to talk about what notes they've taken. This allows children to not just continue on with their listening skills, but it involves talking, they've already done the writing or drawing, and here they also get to add to their notes, because sometimes a teacher might talk too fast, or they might be focused on writing one thing and skipped an entirely different point that might be important. So then this gives them time to go back and rewrite whatever they've missed. So this is an important skill, and it really does cater to all of the different learning outcomes as well. So let's recap really quickly. We talked about the reasons why we want to teach note-taking to our class. We've looked at 5 different strategies, one being the comic strip, the other one being the, what was the other one? Sorry, interview style. The third is a decorative journal, the fourth is the done for you, and the fifth one is the talk it out. We've also looked at how to implement these strategies, and we've looked at how it caters to different learning styles, so that you know which one to teach your children if you want, or you can teach them all. So whatever works for you. But in the meantime, I want to say thank you so much for joining me on this journey, and remember to create, experience, and teach from the heart. Take care, my friends. Bye.